What's up, y'all? It's your host of the Wiretap, Tony, and we back with our last quick talk. So let's get into it. So tonight, I want to speak on imposter syndrome. I actually remember the first time I heard this term, and it was actually watching an episode of Insecure, and I remember Issa's character mentioning it. And I was never familiar with the term until then. So I grabbed my phone and I did my research, and I realized that imposter syndrome is what I resonated with when it came to procrastinating with the things that I wanted to do. See, for some of y'all that don't know, I also make beats. I'm very heavily into music, but I would never call myself a producer because I never had any official credits. Now, I've made beats for people and people have used those beats, but I would never fully call myself a producer because I felt like, how can I be a producer when I don't have the accolades to be seen as a producer? And I also realized that I was using perfection as an excuse. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, no, this has to be perfect. This has to be this way. This has to be that way. And I wasn't starting my podcast. So 2020, I kind of started doing things. I kind of started messing with the videos. I had just discovered Reels. I'm pretty sure they had been around for a while, but I had just discovered Reels, and I was posting little videos here and there, but I actually had a lot of content, but I was just afraid to post it because here I am trying to motivate my peers, and I don't even know if they're going to see it that way. You know, sometimes I think we get lost in what other people think of us when it really shouldn't matter. But I understand it. You know, I empathize with the people who feel that way because I've definitely talked to people who have talent, yet they get lost in what other people would think about them. So moving forward, when 2023 hit, I told myself I was going to start this thing no matter what. I didn't care how anybody saw me. I'm going to do me. And actually, the responses were like great. I had a ton of responses from people that really said, you know what, this is your thing. You should really stick to this. I also realized that to defeat my self-doubt, I had to keep certain people around me or a certain perspective about things. The one thing that helped me the most was understanding that there's a day one for everything and everybody. Don't let nobody fool you into thinking that when they started, everything was just perfect. Yes, some people will have the funding. Yes, some people will have the support, but it's always a day one for everybody. And whatever it is that you call yourself and what you're doing, whether it's content, producing, hair, whatever it is that you do, that's what you are. You are that producer. You are that hairstylist. You are that actor, whatever that it is that you're trying to accomplish in life. Whatever you see yourself as, that's what you are. Do not let imposter syndrome defeat you and keep you at bay. Now, like I said, my circle, and shout out to them, they have been the biggest motivation in this process for me. Because, and I've said this before, I'm not trying to gain fame or anything from this. I just want to get my message out there and let people know that whatever it is that you're trying to do, you can accomplish if you put in the work and you sacrifice the things that really don't help your progress. My friends have been one of the greatest things that I have had as a tool to continue to keep going. I have discussions, I tell them my fears and my doubts, and they reinforce that with positive words. So that's why I was able to keep going through this process. Yet, I know now that I'm at a space where I can defeat my doubts. And I'm not saying I don't have them. I'm just saying I can combat them with other things instead of just sitting in that doubt. I can tell myself, you know what? You're doing exactly what you're doing. You're where you need to be. This is a learning process. You know, I think I'm one of my biggest critics when it comes to the things that I do. Yet, I understood that, again, there is a day one for everybody. And everybody is not a professional in the beginning. Consistency rewards you with opportunities, and that's how you become who you become, because you keep pushing, and eventually something or someone comes along and sees your worth ethic or your potential, and they want to be a part of it. So they present opportunities to you. You know, I had someone even share a space with me when it came to doing the podcast in certain areas of Baltimore. They was like, you know, it's no need for you to go here and there and here. They was like, bro, I see what you're doing. Come here. This is your space. We're going to share this space. Bring the show here. So when I heard that, it was just like, oh, wow, people really believe in me. So I definitely have to believe in myself. Whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish or you're trying to do, you are that person. Yes, you may be in your infancy of it, but if you keep going, you'll get to where you need to get to. Again, thank y'all for tapping in with me. We'll be back in about 2 weeks. I film next week. The episode drops the following week, and we're going to keep rolling. Thank y'all for listening.